What's up, y'all? My name is Evan Strong, the founder of In The Image Clothing Company. This is In The Image Clothing Company music, and this video is one of those informative videos, okay? And my tripod for this is a branch with a lot of dry leaves on it. It's kind of windy out here, but yeah, In The Image Clothing Company music. This is the whole thing, is really, as I've said under In The Image Clothing Company content, if you know, you know, one of the things that led me to be able to found In The Image Clothing Company, allowing the human body to work, is our slogan, through clothing, right? The only thing placed physically on us, and so it has to stay centered, fit correct, and be made from 100% natural materials, ideally, okay? Yeah, so, yeah, was playing guitar, okay? That was one of the things that led me to be able to understand how the human body works, is the big thing, because yeah. I think he's quite out of tune, little Red the guitar. I'll tune him as I'm talking, because this is just a real video, real kind of hangout type video. Yeah, last time I tuned him was in the house, and it's really pretty darn warm out here in Utah summer. So yeah, out of tune. But the thing with this video is the dreaded collar seam and playing guitar, okay? Under the main side of In The Image Clothing Company, we talk about the dreaded collar seam. In right here, the collars of t-shirts, this little seam that is so often there. Well, we have In The Image Clothing Company's dreaded collar seam modification, okay? Anytime there's anything placed in a collar of a top that goes around our neck, it's just going to cause it to be unbalanced. There's a lot of musculature going from our shoulders, our collarbones, our spine, up into our head, stabilizing our body, and our jaw itself stabilizes the entire body. So we need to keep our collars centered, right? Keeping collars centered, a video under the main side of In The Image Clothing Company. But the big thing is that dreaded collar seam is almost always, placed on the left side of tops, okay? So what that'll do is that'll put the collar of our shirt off to the right, and then people are in a position like this, you know, the right arm's down and external and farther away from the body, okay? That's just how it is, and you see it across the whole earth because clothing patterns are the same. They get shipped across the earth nowadays, right? So, pretty out of tune, but he's like evenly-ish out of tune. Everything's a little bit sharp. So I'm not gonna worry about tuning him so perfect right now. But doing In The Image Clothing Company's dreaded collar seam modifications, the only way you're going to actually allow you to have free playing guitar ability if you have a top that has a seam in it when it comes to the collar, because when you watch people play guitar, first of all, right, I show 3/4 size or maybe even smaller guitars are really the only size that a full-grown human being even can play comfortably. You watch people play guitar and their left arms clear out like this and their body's so out of its only neutral position, right? The neutral wrist straight out from the pinky. That's why I show, like Red the guitar here, little 3/4 size guitars. He's a Johnson JG610R with nylon strings. But I put nylon strings on him. He's a steel string guitar, okay? But I'm Evan Strong. I do crazy things with nylon strings, so you'll see me playing nylon strings, okay, as you do here. But we need to get our collar to be able to be in a position to where we can get our bodies centered, and then you can just put your arms on the guitar and play. Okay, so the dreaded collar seam modification under the main side of In The Image Clothing Company, go check it out. You have to do it because one thing you also see guitarists doing, even a guitar that's the correct size for them where they can keep that neutral wrist, okay, you'll see them looking left. But if the collar of your shirt's just falling all over to the right side, now the opening of the collar is just on the right side here. And so when you're playing, you're trying to like force that collar out of the way of the left side of your neck to keep your body centered, just without gravity. I get the noise, okay? Raw and real in the Image Clothing Company. But here's the thing, right? I'm only adjusting like that because I intentionally put it the other direction. If our collar has space evenly for our neck to just move, then we can just play centered, and we don't feel like we're trying to strain, because that's one thing that happens. Stringing techniques incorrect also do that, right? Look up how to string guitars in the Image Clothing Company music. There's only one way to actually do it, because the hands only work one way, okay? The human hands, they only work how they do, okay? So, in the Image Clothing Company, we know the anatomy of the human body in depth, we discuss it, and this is huge. This little tiny collar seam in the Image Clothing Company's dreaded collar seam modification, okay? Okay, so there you go. I just haven't really talked about it on In the Image Clothing Company music all that much, if I have at all. I think I've mentioned it at least, but keeping collar centered, you have to. And you're going to struggle so hard playing guitar if you're fighting your clothing while you're trying to play, okay? So in the Image Clothing Company, we talk about things in all daily life, all the time. The human being is just a mechanical machine placed onto a rock in space, right? So there's only one way the human body could ever work, and this is a lot of fine little tiny motor skills. Guitar, okay, especially finger picking. And then regardless, your left hand is doing quite a few little motory skills, regardless of if you're just picking with a pick or strumming only is what I mean, right? Anyway, so thank you, and thank you. Today's the 26th of June, 2025. My name is Evan Strong, the founder of In the Image Clothing Company, and there you go. The dreaded collar seam modification. It's important in all parts of our lives, as I'm saying, but talking about it specifically on In the Image Clothing Company music needs to be done, because for those of you who maybe only look at In the Image Clothing Company music, there is 4 sides to In the Image Clothing Company. In the Image Clothing Company's main side, which I discussed some. In the Image Clothing Company podcast with discussions on the gospel of Jesus Christ. We're on episode 138 as of last night. In the Image Clothing Company poodles, we specialize in purebred standard poodles and let dogs stay natural in a lot of ways. Fun events you can come to with purebred poodles and or poodle mixes. But the music side of things here, maybe this is like the only side of the 4 of us that you'd like venture to. So we talk about clothing not for the sake of fashion. It applies to everybody across the face of the earth for literally ever. So there you go. Okay, the importance of the dreaded collar seam modification under In the Image Clothing Company when it comes to playing guitars ever. Okay, so thank you. Like I said, the things that I did, so I won't restate them. The outro that I already said. Thank you. Okay, stick around for some music if you'd like. By me, from me, Evan Strong. I'm pretty darn good. Really, just at guitar, and freestyling music is mostly what I do. I write things as well. So yeah, check it out if you'd like. Okay, thank you.